welcome to Realty Hack, where we talk about the top tips and tricks that top producing agents and team leaders across the nation are using. Today, I am joined with Leonid Furmansky. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. And what we're talking about today is the use of architectural photography. What we're doing here is we're having a series on basically how luxury agents promote their listings. And so Leonard works with one of our agents who does some very high-end spec homes, and they sell for anywhere from $1.5 to just over $2 million. And we have seen his photography. It's the best. First of all, Leonard, how long have you been doing this for?
Just picking up a camera since I was 14 years old. As a professional architectural photographer, around 2000, when did I start? 2017. So it's almost been 3 years.
Okay. And what made you, did you start at doing residential regular and then move into it, or?
So I actually landed an AIA home store for residential projects. And I actually have never shot any residential before that. Yeah. Maybe a few here and there for some small projects with some developers and architects, but never a real full shoot. So I kind of just jumped into the wild with 12 beautiful homes across Austin. And then after that, just kind of kickstarted my career.
Yeah, so there's obviously a big, size. There's a sizable difference between, and monetarily, between what agents pay for, your quote regular pictures and architectural photos. What can you explain to us what the difference is?
Sure. So architectural photographers generally spend around 8 to 16 hours at a location. Mm-hmm. Capturing the best lighting situation throughout the house, and generally or they're creating a portfolio for an architect. Mm-hmm. And sorry, let me turn these texts off. They're bothering me.
Mine too. Whoops.
Okay. And so they are pretty much, we're building a portfolio for an architect to tell a story about a project, because the only thing an architect can take home is photography after their project is done. And my goal is to get an architect published more often and have his or her clients understand what kind of projects they're making, developing, design, all of that kind of stuff. So we have a big purpose into sharing the architect's work, compared to a real estate photographer. Their job is to shoot a house within the same day, edit the images within the same day to get it on MLS as soon as possible. Yep. I know how important it is to the client and the real estate agent to get that house on the market as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. Where an architectural photographer, it'll take 2 to 4 weeks to get that turnaround period, because the editing process takes around 10 to 14 hours or more if there's a lot of retouching that needs to be done.
Okay. And who typically uses your services?
Architects.
Well, I noticed there's a trend for luxury agents, on the new build side to use architectural photography. Are you seeing more real estate agents do that?
So far I've been working with Davey and Chris, and it's been an amazing group process, and we kind of have a special plan that we work together to get things done a lot quicker. Yeah. I will say this, in the architecture world, a lot of real estate photographers have a bad rep. And I want to just be clear about this, that real estate photographers have a great purpose, just like we do, in a sense that they have a specific job to get something flipped pretty quickly,
Yeah.
where our job is to do portfolio work. Now, you said luxury real estate agents. That's a really good point. Should they use architectural photographers? Absolutely. If a real estate agent is selling a house out in the outreach of the suburbs, go find a real estate agent to flip those pictures really quick.
Yeah.
The one thing, and I haven't done some deep research on real estate agents or anything like that, but the one thing that I think would be a game changer is if they had a portfolio of homes that they've sold in the past to kind of show, like, I can sell beautiful homes.
Yeah.
I can sell there's so many special architectural homes all over Austin, beautiful home designs that, if you send a real estate guy in there, it's almost looks bad on the guy. Cause I know what budget comes out of selling a home, and there's a budget for it.
Yeah.
And if you put the extra time and effort into it, it sticks you out from the rest of the crowd, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people looking at each other and kind of copying what they're doing to each other and kind of going after the cheapest rate. When if you stick out of the crowd, you're going to get that specific market that can really, you'll end up one of the top guys selling the most beautiful homes in Austin. I think that should be, that should be the biggest goal. And so if real estate agents that are shooting or selling homes that big and that beautiful, absolutely. If they hire an architectural photographer, it's going to come back tenfold. It'll sell the house a lot faster. It'll look good on their portfolio. Yeah. And it's just, they're sticking out from the rest of the crowd.
So that's another question I have for you. When we talk about luxury in Austin, it's typically what used to be 1 million and up. Now it's kind of like 1.5 and up, right? But is there another qualifier? And there's $1.5 million homes that are 50 years old on a decent lot. Does it make a difference there, or would you kind of look at like, this is kind of not just a home that could be made into a beautiful home, but an architectural home that, does the structure matter, right?
It absolutely does. So I have a story where, like, there are times where I will go out of my way to, if a real estate, and it's not even that they're reaching out to me because they know immediately, like, oh, Leonard's not in the budget.
Yeah.
And if I see a Fair and Granger house on the market, I'm going to call that guy up because I love Fair and Granger. I would love to have his work on my website, right?
Yeah.
And, why not shoot something that you're passionate about?
Yeah.
And have it on your portfolio and still get a little bit of money out of it here and there, right? It's just like, and it's access to get in. And I've had those moments where it's a Fair and Granger project, 80 Stanger house, mid-century kind of renovations. There's some really rare gems. And those kind of projects I've kind of carried with me and found multiple publications. Even came up with a book idea to work with Preservation Austin. They don't know about this yet, but I'm trying to propose something to them. But but this is coming from passion. Yeah. This isn't coming from a financial standpoint. If there are people out there making money for it, it's not going to make a difference to them. But it's really up to the real estate agent. That's, to me, a real estate agent can use that as street credit to say, hey, I sold a Fair and Granger house. And that's something really hard to sell, especially knowing that some of these homes are going to come with a hefty renovation fee, right? They're going to have to hire an architect to renovate a really rare home. Yeah. And, having to explain that without scaring off your clients, it's a big deal. And it comes with a well-educated real estate agent. So
and you make a good point. Earlier in my career, when I was wanting to get my price point higher and get into luxury, I approached a couple of sellers and said, look, we'd already did a whole lot with marketing, with our retargeting and the way we do the staging and stuff, and I wanted to get my price point higher, and so I did a very discounted rate with all the services just to get that portfolio, right? And that's a good way to do it. You don't have that issue anymore. Your homes have been featured in Dwell magazine. Where else have they been featured?
A lot. I guess my I've recently got into Austin Home, which that was amazing, and
Yeah.
Tribiza.
Mhm.
I love their magazine. They're such a huge, great representation of Austin and interior design to architecture to everything local, right?
Yeah.
And then we have what is it? Austin San Antonio Home magazine. There's Texas Architect magazine, which I work with regularly, but that's focused on architects, right? And
Yeah.
then there's a million blogs out there, Austin Curb, which really is
Yeah.
focused on a lot of the Austin real estate
Yeah.
area. And, there's a lot. I can't really name all of them, but
Yeah.
it's been
Well, we love
great.
featuring your stuff, your and Chris's stuff on Instagram, and for this broadcast is sent mainly to real estate agents. So I'm going to put your information in the description. We're going to put your link to your Instagram account and your website below. And
Thank
I
you.
would, and this is the first time I've actually seen Leonid, and I can just tell you the reason he's on here is because he does masterful work. And if you are a real estate agent and you have this great listing that you want to show off in the best possible light, there's nobody better to do it that I know of. So thank you for being on here, and I hope to talk to you soon.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Ryan.